We've decided to upload some footage that we've been humming and hawing about for quite some time now with the heater box. I did a bit of a how-to with the heater box for the XYs, XWs, and there's other ones out there. I probably went into more detail on disassembly because they can be a fiddle to disassemble. And so enjoy the video. I'm trying to think of what else to say. Oh yeah, sorry it's so long coming out, but it just wasn't very exciting. So anyway, so it's around Christmas now, so you guys will have plenty of time to look. So you might as well have a squeeze at it. Give it a like if you like it, and thumbs up. And yeah, please subscribe. That would be very helpful.
We'll crack 1,000 by Christmas.
Yeah, we want to crack 1,000 by Christmas. That would be our milestone, eh? Last of the big spenders, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, it's evening and we've had dinner. So I thought I'm going to have a play around with these heater boxes because they won't fix themselves. And so I'll do a bit of footage of pulling them apart and stuff like that. It won't be great footage. I'm just going to put it on a tripod. And so you guys can get a rough idea. But Peter Anderson gives a blow-by-blow way of restoring these, and other people too. And so I just want to show you that I'm doing it really more than anything. So they're not rocket science, these heaters. It's actually quite fun to do them up. I've never done a forward one up. I've done hold ones up. And so time will tell. I might have a kit for it. This one here I got from a sandblasting, the old sandblasted ute, the old red one, came out of that, the one in pieces. And, so I don't know if there's anything going to be anything good in it. So, but I thought, well, got to pull it apart anyway. So. But I've got a heater core, and I might take this up to the radiator repair guy and just get him to test it, check it, and maybe give it a clean and stuff, do what he does. Because I'm not seeing too much wrong with this. So that's a heater core, which is nice. And also another nice thing is the actual case itself, which is passable. Usable anyway. I got the fan off. I had to go and do some other things, and now I'm figuring out how to take the rusted off. How to remove the fan off the engine or motor. Electric motors called the motors, cars are called the engines. That's how they have it. Not that it makes any difference. Anyway, so I got 3 of them in various states, one good one, the rest is pretty rubbish, but the fact is I'll probably be able to get one working because I've got those 3 there, and I've got to buy some fresh bits. Okay, this could be useful for any of you XY guys. Let's see if I can get it. Oh yes, you can just see it in there. I'm going to go zoom. See, there's a little hole there. And I kid you not, it's about the thickness of a staple. There it is there, the pin. And I've lost it again because I was so magnified. There it is. And that pin is what helps hold this on. And somewhere, see if I can find it, in the side of it. I'm not sure if they went through that crack there like that or thing. How it works. So that pin, you've got to pull the pin out because it's bloody hard work to get it out. I got it out because everything was rusted. Right? So it's not helping much to look like that, but Did the other one as well. This is a white one. And just left a score up the inside where it scratched it. But anyway, that's what makes them terribly difficult to get off. And this was, the reason I'm not using this one is it's cracked. And that's why I had to get it off. There you go, it's cracked there. But this one's uncracked and undamaged. In fact, it's perfect. But the engine was, that's the engine out of the engine's stuffed. I can't even get it apart. But this engine was okay, or motor. And I'm just going to give it a sandblast and clean it, both ends. And I'm going to give it a bit of a, you know, birthday. And here's the armature. In this beautiful condition, actually. And I bet the armature's all right in that. And I've got the brushes, and all the brushes and stuff are beautiful with it. So it'll come good, and I'll be able to get the some very nice nick on the inside. So yeah. And in here, the only thing I have to do is probably, I only need to have one of these, and this one, I'll give it a soak and see if I can get it working properly, because I like it because it's genuine. And my goodness. It could be, it might be a little bit of a what's a good word for it? It might be a bit of a challenge to get that working. The new ones are about 80 bucks or something, so I may buy a couple of new ones if everything sort of comes in honky-dory here. And but either way, I'm really enjoying myself. It's good fun. Anyway, for those who need to know, and if you ever have to pull one of these off, number one, it's got the metal ring, and along those pliers, and you can just twist that backwards, it'll slide off, so it's not hard. And somewhere in there's a pin going through. Makes some bloody hard work to get off, so you have to sort of find the pin. And damn, I've got it out, I must say, and I don't even know where the pin was. I might look with a magnifying glass later on, and if I figure it out, I'll let you know. But gee, it was hard work. Okay, back onto the heater. And the heater motor. I'm going to make a new one of these plates, because this one's, I'm zoomed in, so that's why it's so shaky. So just a second. There you go. One of these plates now. So what I have to do is remove these now. These have got one of those. I'll zoom into that. Can you see that? Sort of like these things where it goes in one way. Little lip there, and it just goes in. It goes clip. There you go, good view. So we're just going to bend it out a little bit. You can't even see, oh maybe you can. 1, 2. And one more before if I can find it. There she goes. Voila. That's 2. Let's take the rubber out, because the rubber's in perfectly good condition. So I got my clips, my rubbers, that's off the engine. So now I'm going to make a new one of these plates, which you can't see because I'm too close up now. Move back a bit. So it's not a hard piece of plate to make, piece of cake. There's nothing exciting about it at all. So I'll hammer that flat, cut out a new one, and then I should have a new engine stand, and I can put this all back together honky-dory. Okay, I made myself a quick template. Quick meaning took me half an hour or probably a bit longer. And so that's it. There's a section here, just here where I've left it. So what it is that it's always rusty, but that's a bit sort of bent over a bit. So I'll have to just do a little cut, and then you bend it down so it's a little lip. So that's why I've left it there, but it's good to know. I'll probably draw up the dimensions of this and just so that, you know, like from there to there and there to there. Whoops, from there to there and there to there. And so you've got a scale and then maybe take a PDF of or something so someone could ever cut one out if they needed it, because you kind of like need the whole thing and you don't want to destroy one to get the template. So it might be convenient for, even to help one person. I've just realised something about this. These two holes here, they're simply there for cooling, so the air the engine can vent. I was wondering what they were doing there. So they're not critical as long as they line up roughly with those holes. As long as these line up roughly with those holes there, it's going to cool. So that's honky-dory. And these bigger holes here are to mount the engine. That's your rubber grommets that go in there. And I'll measure up what they actually are. But they look like, you know, 12, 13 mil or something. That looks like 10, 9 mil, something like that. Yeah, so that was all that's all about. Okay, a little bit of a heater box, heater fan, engine and heat update. Excuse me. Coffee. Given it a sandblast and a paint, put some light machine oil in there because it's got a felt behind it, and I put a bit of wheel bearing grease in there because inevitably they start to chatter in time, so this will stop it from ever chattering, and the machine oil will keep the wheel bearing grease a bit light. But you use wheel bearing grease because it gets hot in there, you don't want it melting out, so just stick in there. So that's that. So we've sort of bead blasted this, sanded, it's all got oily and dirty again now, but as long as it works perfectly. I made this, I don't know if I've filmed it yet or not. I've just got to drill the holes in it. It's got an inch and it's a 1.5 mil plate. And that gets drilled, and that's obviously has this motor mounted onto it. Here's the other side of it. This has been starting to go off. It's cold and stuff and everything's bloomed, so if it looks a bit thin, but it doesn't matter. It's 100% painted, and well, actually that's zinc coated, so it should be good. I'm just tinkering with my heater box, and I've washed it. It's looking really nice. It's got a date on it here. I think it's this June, so 19th of June 71 is what it says, which is about right, I think. Yeah, about right. There's the heater engine I restored, and the fan's on backwards. I haven't connected it yet. Here's the the original one untouched. I've got to do a bit of painting on that in a minute. I just sandblasted all these little bits and pieces here, so just to make them look all pretty. And I'll put a bit of zinc. I'm going to use a bit of zinc gal on them. It's better quality stuff than they got that from Bunnings, but it'll do the job. It's only inside the car. Okay, quick little peek at this. Slowly getting there. And I'm just giving this a bit of a coat. Bit of a coat of this stuff. This is a satin clear. And it's the ticket actually. You don't want it high gloss. They look too funny. They don't look original in a high gloss. So my suggestion is do it in a satin. This stuff's just the 2X stuff. And very common. And it's good quality and did a really sweet job. I'm really pleased with it. I'll do the inside in a second. Okay, I just thought I'd give you a bit of a before and after look. So this is a pretty dirty. I've just cleaned that little section there. It's sort of, after a while it sort of goes all sort of porousy looking. You get a bit old. It's kind of like the Bakelite stuff. So I've just got to, I just wanted to it doesn't take long, and that sort of, okay, it's all dry. So now you can have your quick, I'll get the angle on that, but you can just see how it it seals it. It does a really nice job, but it doesn't leave it looking like crap. So I'm probably not going to use that because it's all busted. So this is the one I finished inside and out. So this one looks, well, what can I say? Looks bloody new. Certainly, it'll be a while before we use it, but it'll be done anyway. So I'll probably put it together soon, all its bits and pieces, and she'll be honky-dory. Okay, these are the little vent things, you know, like from floor to, when you're moving from floor to windscreen, things like that. And I wasn't going to pull these apart, I was just going to tidy them up. But look what I found on the inside. You just bend these little tags up, and it's very simple to do, and it's well worth it because that's what it was like underneath. And I don't know if this one's as bad or not, probably not actually. And, so I thought, well, good, I can fix that now and I don't have to worry about it. So just a quick thing, it's well worth just having a peek. It's a piece of cake to get off, just bend them up. It's like nothing else, nothing hard at all. Okay, and I just pulled this one apart. Here's the little felts that go in between. I'm probably actually going to reuse that just because it's original. There's nothing wrong with it. Just a little bit darkened on the edge, but I think that one there I have to think about. But probably that's all right too once you clean the rusty bits off. Well, good morning all. That's these little flaps, sandblasted and zinc coated with the zinc spray. Nothing fantastic. I did two of them. I don't know if I was using both. That's them. There's little rubber grommets go on here, and they'll probably go that way on, and goes all the way around on, and they go through these little holes here, and which is always a little tricky for me because I actually didn't pull it apart, but I'm pretty sure that makes a bit of sense. Okay, a tiny bit of information. This is the little things that go there, and it's got a little, in case you lose it, it's got a little rubber washer there which is not very rubbery, and another rubber washer there. I'll take this one off so you can have a look, and that's it, and it goes that way in like that. That was all, just that. And they fit in that hole there, and I've got one in this hole here already. This is the inside of the thing there. Okay, here we go, bit of wiring info in case anybody needs it. This is your fan speed. It's 2-speed fan. When the power goes through there, so they use yellow to show that it's not as strong as 12 volts, so that runs a resistance, and gets slightly warm, help demist I guess at the same time, in a very small way. Power, so power goes to the left hand side of the motor, the negative goes to the right hand side if you're standing inside your heater box. Come out here like this, it's a rubber grommet to go on there yet, and I might wrap some tape around these just so it tidies them up a bit. And don't know if it goes through there, but it certainly went through there. So I never pulled any of this apart because it was always apart when I got it, so it's hard to tell. And that's what the end wires look. So I end up with 3 wires plus the negative, and this negative is fused. So there's a fuse that goes in with that. So I haven't got that yet, but that's probably on the other half of the wiring harness. I'm going to put this heater box together. I'm going to show you blow by blow. I bought some mastic, I forget this, from Bunnings. It's butyl, I think you pronounce it butyl. It's a butyl stuff. It never goes hard, but if you can still scrape it off your finger. I also wanted to shout out for, this is, I can't read it with through the camera, just a minute. Carbon grease. Carbon grease is you basically grease switches and stuff with it. It's a conductive grease, stops arcing, or helps stop arcing. Not that it says that, but it does. it within your switch, so you get long switch life. It also stops corrosion if it gets wet or anything like that, because naturally it's grease. And I thought it was worth a shout. You get it from J-Car. Oh, sorry, that's gone back a while. J-Car. I nearly thought I said Tandy. Just ignore that. I always say Tandy instead of J-Car because I'm old. And, anyway, that's the shiz that. And I got some white grease in there. I should show you that too. But these are the products you want to have. You want to have some switch grease, which you get from J-Car. You want to get some white grease, which you usually get it from, you know, I don't know, maybe go and talk to your local Sparky or something. He'll probably know where to get it from. I mean, auto electrician. And anyway, back to the point. So here's this for that. I sandblasted this. This is irreparable. I'll have to get holes in it, corroded. Oh, I'll have to order 1 or 2 of these. They're bloody dear. No fun at all. I got myself a bit of foam, and that should do the trick. Actually, you can layer it on, double it if you want it thicker, and it's easy to work with, and put it side by side, and you don't have to go into a cold sweat about it. And you can cut it with a pair of scissors if you want to make it smaller. Make sure when you're putting these together you don't allow these to touch or be bent. The idea of this resistor, if it's touching like that, then it's only going to have 1/3 of resistor. It's touching in the middle, it's going to sort of, well, it won't make much difference in the middle. But yeah, what happens is that it's not, you don't want it touching. That's the bottom line. Otherwise it'll change the resistance and your fan will spin at the wrong speed. Simple. I don't know about this. I didn't paint this. I just left this be. It's in pretty good condition. No thanks to the radiator guy that just said, oh yeah, they'll be fine. Charged me $40 and handed them back. He didn't even clean them. So I've cleaned them and flushed them myself and got so much crap out of them. Anyway, that's about the size of it. So I thought I could paint that. I don't know if you're supposed to. No, I don't know much about heater cores. I know you do the radiators, but it's probably to stop the corrosion. But this doesn't seem to be corroding too badly, and I think I might just leave it be. Okay, just a little update on why we're putting the foam in. Now the foam is not to stop air leaking from one side to the other of the heater box, because obviously air flows through it and that's where the heat comes from. The foam is to stop it from chafing, rattling and being an otherwise bloody nuisance. Right? So what we've done here, I've just put, it's not straight up and down, it's a tapered heater box, so you need to do it. So just one strip across the bottom, and it's a very light soft foam. You don't need it thick because you want it to sit in there very gently. Couple across the front because I wanted to seal it around the holes and around there. I'll just drop it in, and I'm trying to do this. It's nice and flush. It's just we put a little bit of load there, not much. Now I don't even think from factory they had much, and you could probably use goop and other things if you wanted, but the reality is that's the best thing. This foam will compress to almost nothing, and it is a tight tolerance fit, so between there and there. So as it is, I have my test piece of metal, taking into account that, you know, there's little razors here and one over there. So if we just put this, I'm just going to set this up and show you. Okay, so that's the look, and see that all sits flush there and along there. Is that out of focus? So we can get it right. And that'll hold it down nice and firm, won't jiggle and wiggle in there, won't hurt itself, and it'll be a perfect job. Basically what everybody wants. So don't go berserk with your foam. You don't need a whole lot, just a bit. And this is the stuff I use. I only got it from Bunnings. It'll last forever. It won't last forever. It'll last for quite a long time. It's easy to do, and so that's the stuff there. Bunnings sell it. Yeah. So that's all good. Put it back together now. Okay, just a little reminder not to forget. This is a little. You could make it out of. It is meant to be rubber. It's gone hard, but I'm going to use it anyway. you can see the little rusty where it actually sat. And this is just a little shim. There's one on the bottom as well, and you can see it there actually. See, that's it. And that'll just stop it from rattling backwards and forwards and being loose. And so I just thought I'd show you that because it's easy to forget. Okay, just a little practical look. This is how your vent should look, and it should move not freely, but you know, okay. So that's it, and that's where it looks. And there's your little thing in there and in there. That's important. And put the clips on. And this is the second. Oh, I can't show you. How about like that? Close, open. That's for the feet air. There. And that's it. This is a dry fit. I haven't got any goop on it yet. And make sure your fan spins freely and it's not rubbing or doing anything nasty, because that's, you don't want to goop it with that like that. So as it is, I think we're looking good. And this is not rattling around, and it's just perfect, and it's not holding it open. You know, I have got no clip there. Supposed to have a clip there, but yeah. So that's about the size of it. So I just wanted you to have a look at what it looks like put together. I nearly forgot to do something, and I thought I'd better mention it. Just stick a bit of foam on the back of this thing, but just from inside heat, outside heat. That's what that does. So I'll see if I can do this looking through the camera. Otherwise it'll rattle. You can see it makes no noise when it hits like that. And so it'll go thud, thud. Don't know if I should have one, maybe a strip across there, but not sure. I'll have to think about that. I'll have to have a look. I think it's probably pretty well under control, so when it's held, but it needs to seal. Otherwise it go clunk, bang, and never seal anyway. So that's it. So don't forget to put that on. Alright, cheerio. Okay, completion of the heater box. And she works like a charm now. Everything works. And fan spins up, it's all tested, doesn't bind. And crap photography, isn't it? Yep. So anyway, so that's ready to install. So I just need to finish the car.